everybody, it's Christine at CLAldridge Art, and I am back for another episode of Drawing with CLAldridge. And here I have, I'm starting a brand new drawing from a blank page. And what I'm doing is I'm just marking out the center of the page so I can use this compass to draw a perfect circle. And I'm about to head off onto a false start. What I'm trying to draw is a braid, and a braid is very difficult to draw from if you don't start it right. And I get a really bad start on this one, and so I do end up erasing. And now I'm marking out that line so it's a little easier for everybody to see. My compass really just sort of indents the page. It doesn't really put pencil line down on it. And so, and now I'm going to draw an interior line so that I've got a couple of guidelines within which to work, which helps me to maintain the size all the way around and figure out where things need to go. Now I play with a couple of different styles of braid here, and I apologize for my voice. It's spring and we've had rain for the last 3 days, and my voice goes whenever the molds are high in our area. So I'm about to decide though that isn't the right kind of braid. And so I will, here in just one moment, figure that out and start with the right kind, which is a somewhat repetitive action once I actually get into it. And actually I've gone with a much simpler braid to draw. That one would have been fine if what I was after was like a bent branch look, but that isn't what I was going for. Really what I'm after is a much more even braid, like a leather braid, and that's what I'm thinking. At this point in time, I don't really know what this braid is going to look like, and so right now I'm just sort of putting in the bare bones. And for me, in my drawing process, a lot of it happens accidentally. And what I mean is I'll start out intending one thing and end up doing something completely different. And I'm starting to check to see if I'm going to make it space-wise, as far as having the right amount of space between the braids when I get to the join point. So now I'm adding a second element, which will make them more three-dimensional. So what I'm going for is a three-dimensional braid. So right now I've got I've got 2 dimensions going. But as soon as I join this up, we'll get to that 3rd dimension. Maybe a sip of hot coffee will help. All right. So now I'm going to add that 3rd dimension. And we're going to make this into a 3-dimensional ring. And it will frame the interior. Now, at this point in time, in the drawing process, I still didn't know exactly what I was drawing. or what it was going to be. Is this one going to be a garden? Is this one going to be a dragon? What is going to go on the inside, and why is this frame the one that is going to go around the outside? Now, ultimately, I am drawing dragon scales, and so that is really the idea of what this is going to be. It stemmed really from just putting this circular frame together. Normally I would have stopped this video by now again and tried to do the voiceover a third time, but this is about the 10th time I've tried. So and now you can see I've worked out whether or not, I'm trying to decide whether or not I like it. Do I like it enough to ink it, or am I going to erase it and start the whole deal again? And obviously I'm ready to ink it. So this next part is me then, working out exactly what I want to do. And so I false start, take out a line, still trying to decide, are those going to be demarcated with a sharp corner or not? Ultimately I decide yes, so I restore the line. All of these are in the decision-making process as you're drawing along. And like, see how those outside ones are just slightly bowed, and I wanted it to look like that so that it would look more dimensional, like whatever it is being held in by the braid around the edge. In very similar to the idea when I did the the last one that was a garden, and I wrapped the grass around the other grass. So it's the same sort of idea. That's my number 1, and it's the one with the bent point. So I put it back and grab the number 2. So up to now I've drawn with the number 5, and now I'm drawing with the number 2. I'm just sort of going along, still trying to decide if I like it and what it's suggestive of. I still haven't decided that it's dragon scales until right about this point. And then I go, oh, you know what? Those remind me of dragon scales. So, yes, this is going to be a new dragon drawing. And it'll be the only one that I've done so far inside a circle. But it should always have at least one circle. So I go along. We're going to get to a point here where I actually bring it down on top of it and show you the fine detail that I'm adding in. But that won't come for just a second. And then I'll show you this. I don't make you watch the whole thing, but I'll show you this once it's finished. And it's really pretty. It's a really pretty frame for the new drawing, and I'll do that part in part 2. But I wanted to finish this up so that you could see it, and so that I could actually get a video up this week, because I haven't had a chance to get a bit. Was hoping Tuesday that my voice would come back. It's been gone since about Monday afternoon. I was hoping sometime Tuesday it would come back, but it did not. As I could barely whisper on Tuesday. It was a little bit better yesterday, but not much. And then today, I can get a little volume out of it, but I am subject to these coughing spells. So this has to do with something having to do with rain here in Virginia. This happens to me every single year from about middle of March all the way through, say, June 1st. I'll have these periodic bouts of laryngitis where it just doesn't work. There we go. So I brought you down on top of it so that you can actually see the little details. And I think I even did this part in real time. I left it in real time. So, hand drawing, of course, is a lot of work, and it is very time consuming. But I like to be able to show it to you guys so that you know that I do hand draw everything. I don't use a computer except to clean up my drawings in the event that I've made any errors. And there it's over. And here is the finished one. And you can see I did it all the way around. And I started to try to draw the dragon that I want inside. I wasn't able to do anything I liked, but I will be back with some coloring. And I'll think about this for the next time. Hello everybody, and I am back with you. And I have a couple of things that I wanted to say thank you for. The first one is this absolutely gorgeous postcard that I received in the mail from subscriber Katie Coffee Mug, which I think is an adorable name. And she has, obviously, this is one that she has colored herself. It is from Hannah Carlson. It was a thank you for the book win. She won a PDF book from me, and actually from Shara, subscriber Shara, had purchased five of my books for me to give away. And so I just thought it was, look at how gorgeous it is. I just love it. Absolutely love it. So it will definitely go in my book of treasures. And then, dear, dear, dear Sandy over at Color Creatively, who I have just been raving about a series of the basket drawings from my book, Flowers of Fantasy, that she did. These two basket drawings. And she did them with the Koh-I-Noor tritones. And I was just so impressed with those tritones. And Sandy was in my stream last Sunday, and I was talking about the new drawing that I had just finished and how it would be really cool with the tritones. And look what Sandy has sent me. She sent me Happy Mail, a beautiful set of the Koh-I-Noor tritones. Sandy, you did not need to do that. Thank you so very, very much. And I opened the package, but I haven't actually opened them. I thought that we would... Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. So I thought that we would go ahead and open these now. And Yay! Sandy, thank you so much. This is, uh, you know, you guys have been so good to me, and I just, I just want you to know that I appreciate every single thoughtful thing that you guys do, and the coloring community is just amazing. As you know, I especially don't don't have a channel for you know, for gifts or anything like that. Um, I would be on the air regardless. But when things like this happen, especially to me, I am just so grateful. And you know, I can't, I feel like I can't say more than that. I am working on, I'm keeping a list of every PayPal tip jar, of every coloring supply, of every wonderful, kind, thoughtful thing that you all do for me and for each other. And there will be things that are going out. There'll be original art for you guys, and I am working on that. These are just beautiful. It has actually been several hours since I started this. I'm just trying to make room for this one to get back in here. It popped up a little bit, and whoops. And I don't want it to be displaced from where it belongs. Okay, there we go. And in the interim, of when I started this video, the drawing section, and then this, because these arrived yesterday, another Happy Mail arrived, and we're going to go there in just in a second. But I wanted to highlight these. Now, I have been in the time between when I started and now, I have actually been online, and I looked at a couple of videos of people who have the tritones and who have used them. And because I really, other than watching Sandy, and then May had, I think, one. She had one of the giant chunky ones that she had gotten in a scrawler box. But otherwise, I'd never seen them, and I've never used them. Now, I have sort of gotten the impression that they are best used for specific items. Although, excuse me. But I do have to say that the tin is really impressive. And I love how you can see how they work, how they lay down different shades of color, like these are the blues. And so you can do an entire picture with them. And I think that I just think they're very cool. I think that, now Dollar Diva said that there is a learning curve. She uses them primarily for the nature colors. She does a lot of leaves with the greens, and a lot of woodwork with the earth tones pencil. And I've heard that the earth tones is incredible. Now, I do have to say that that these were way out of my own price range, and Sandy, thank you again, because this would be not something that I would have put, because you know I have tendency to buy budget supplies for myself, and so these would have been out of my reach. But I want to show them to you guys because I really think that they are certainly worth the money. I do believe that they are best served for for specific type projects, but I wanted to have a play with them and see what we can do. They've been in business since 1790. Wow. That's pretty impressive. They are out of the, Koh-I-Noor is out of the Czech Republic. And, ooh, I can hardly wait. I can hardly wait. Let me make sure that autofocus is off. Make sure that we are focused in. I'll zoom you down. And we'll swatch a few of them. See, I did swatch or set up my swatch book specifically for this. That actually looks pretty good. Yeah, let's go a couple more and just might as well do it upright. Okay, so now apparently what you get are 23 colors, and then you also get this blender pencil. Now, Dollar Diva, along with, sorry, the other people that I've watched have all said the same thing. These pencils are not for the light-handed. You only want to put down one coat with these, or, one layer. So, you want to color with these like you mean it. And so this one is called Daffodil. Now they do have numbers out here, but the number, like this one, I think you can see that. This one is number 226. But look at where, and then there's a bunch of other numbers. But look at where the number is. I mean, that is going to be gone within the first 10 times of you sharpening this pencil. So I'm glad that they put the colors down here. And then, of course, this is the white, or the cream, a yellow, and like a gold mix. So I don't know. And I've got this in two and I'm spinning the pencil in my hand, which is what they said you're supposed to do. And so I just did that. Now I'm going to do a little more, like coloring spaces. And I'll get out of the yellows here after this one because yellows are notoriously hard for you guys to see. I'm just spinning it slightly as we go. This is not the best paper for demonstrating color on. And this is obviously not the best pencil. So let's go let's try this. Let's try one with a lot of colors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the 7th space. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's try this one here. Okay, and now I'll try it. I think I'm turning it too far in my hand. So I have to practice only turning it at like a third of a place. Oh yeah, see, that's cool. That makes an interesting blend. Okay, let's try number 8. Now this one has, it looks like black, and this one is called Ember. That other one was called Poppy. So I guess you would use that one for a... Now I'm not spinning it this time. And look, that's more interesting. That's much more interesting. Okay, so now little pauses for my voice is helping. I can hardly wait until this moisture goes away. Now that's kind of interesting. Now the blender pencil, well, we'll get to the blender pencil. Okay, now here's one that is interesting. This one's called Spanish Night, and it is red and like a purple color and black. So let's see what this one does. Once again, I'm not spinning it in this part of the swatch. I'm just letting the pencil, okay, so that's interesting. Very interesting. So those are some interesting blends. And this is the blender pencil. Now, Dollar Diva did say that you should use the pencil, the blending pencil, lightly. That most of us don't actually use our blending pencils right. And I suspect that she is probably right. I'm being very light-handed with it, and it's giving a very pretty blend to that. Look at that. Look at that. That is, let's try this one up here. Just being very light. And it really blends it in nicely. Oh, I am liking this. I'm very much liking these. I mean, obviously, you would use them for wood or, you know, or flowers or something like fire. You know, wouldn't they be cool for fire? All right, let's look at. This is an interesting one. This one is like a sage green and a say a tangerine, not a tangerine, but more like a light, almost a light sienna brown maybe. It's in the orange family, and then red. So do the stroke. That's pretty and lays down some beautiful colors. Once again, I'm just sort of spinning it in my hand as we go. And this one is called Volcano. That's a cool name. See how that one blends out. Obviously, you would get better with these as you practiced. Just remembering to be light-handed with my blender, heavy-handed with the pencil. Definite learning curve. But yeah, that's kind of pretty. Those are very pretty. Okay, now let's do the star of the show, which are the greens and the wood, the brown. So let's go to this one first, and this one is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the colorless blender space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th one, so this is the slot for it. Oh yeah. Yeah. I am liking that. You could color a tree and get all, like those, when artists make those more like, they're not really detailed trees, they're more like they look like a cloud, and then you're just supposed to fill them in. This would be the ideal thing to color those with, because it gives you color variation, which is very cool. Susan Curry does that in her books a lot. She just, makes like a cloud space, and it looks like a tree off in the distance. Okay, let's look at the second green. This one, oh, that first one was meadow. So, maybe a grassy meadow. That would work too. This one is called forest. So it's got a much darker green. Excellent. Yeah, and this is 3 shades of green, ranging from light to dark. And I really am just sort of spinning it in my hand. That's nice. That's very nice too. Do a little blending. I actually learned quite a bit from watching Dollar Diva today. Okay. And this one is Rainforest. So this is the third and the final of the greens. There's 24 pencils in the set. And I think there's also a 12 set. But the 12 set doesn't have all the colors that you would use most. And I don't know Dollar Diva's real name, but that's what she said. She said you're better off with the 24 set because it'll have the colors that you'll use more. This one obviously has a lot of dark green in it. Or it was just the luck of the draw that's what I, kept hitting. But nonetheless, being very light, and look, I mean, the lighter I get, the better the blend with the, with the pencil. So really light pressure on the blender pencil, but heavy pressure on the pencil itself. Okay, and now the workhorse. The two workhorses, which are the Tiger Oh, I can already tell that I love this pencil. Look at that. You can add those subtle little tiger stripes in there. I'm not sure that, I think I like the flicking method better for this one. Because otherwise this one sort of creates, it's a little bit muddy. Light, Christine, light. Okay, and then this one here is the real show. This one is the one that everybody raves about. This also is sold as a standalone pencil that you can get at Amazon. It's the only open stock pencil that's sold on Amazon for the Tritone set. I imagine you could also get it at Blick. I don't know if you could get any of the other Tritones anywhere as, just open stock single pencils. But, okay, so that one is okay using the, but I think that this is going to be the, this is what Dollar Diva does beautiful woodwork. And she says this is the pencil that she uses for her woodwork. Whether it be furniture or or trees. Being very light. Once again. And once again, a learning curve, you know, allowing for the fact that I've not given myself nearly enough time to sufficiently learn to use these. I think these are very, very pretty. A wonderful addition to my arsenal, to my coloring collection. Right on, Sandy. I never would have known about these if it hadn't been for watching you, and especially how well you use them for the wicker work. The rest of the flowers, Sandy did chalk pastels on, but the wicker work in the baskets, she used the Koh-I-Noors, and it really, really is just. If you haven't been over to Color Creatively, check out the wicker baskets that she does from Flowers of Fantasy by CLAldridge Art. And I will put a link to that video, or those videos, down below here for you, so you can go over there and see them. But it really is. Oh, see, now you could do a thunder stormy sky like this, and that would be so pretty. That one was the metal, is what they call it. I'd have called that one Stormy Skies. Very cool. Very, very cool. Being once again light, even though I'm going fast. All right, I'm thrilled with those. Absolutely thrilled. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, you guys, you are just amazing. So we've had some drawing and some swatching, and I can hardly wait. I'm going to color with these on a project very soon. I was able to print off, excuse me, the recent, I had just enough ink to do it, the recent Garden Friends drawing that I did that's now in my Etsy shop. So, and I will also put a link to these tritones down below as well. And then I did mention that there was another Happy Mail that arrived today, and you could have knocked me over with a feather when it arrived. And I don't know who it's from. And whoops, hang on, let me back out. But it has, what's in this envelope, and I left it inside, even though I did open it and I saw what's in here. But I just wanted the whole experience again. So guys, these have both been on my wish list now for quite a long time. And as you can see, the receipt indicates, hi Christine, enjoy your gift, but it does not say who it is from. So, to the person that sent me this, thank you, because I love these so much. Wait until you see, guys. Wait until you see. They are the gouache colors, the 24 gouache colors, Arteza. These have just gotten great reviews. I've wanted to try gouache. For those who don't know what gouache is, it's a thicker, more opaque watercolor. Now, these are technically a student grade gouache, but even artists are giving these really, really high marks for for opacity, for quality, for color, for everything. And back here on the back, it lists the colors that are included. It lists their light fast rating, their transparency rating, and of course their pigment rating. Once again, my apologies. Actually, my voice sounds a little better now. Conforms to the ASTM guidelines, which I don't know what that means, but artists that I've watched say that that is a good thing. Paint, of course, is not really my bailiwick, so I will take it to mean that that's good. I did see a recent review of these that noted that and said that it was surprising and a very, very good thing. So we all know that Arteza makes a nice product, and so I'm blown away. I am just blown away. They did sort of, skip their little spaces in Triumph or in Transit, but we will open them and put them away. But I also wanted to show this gorgeous Fantastical Dragons book by Creative Haven that also arrived in the same package. And so this was a two-part gift. And once again, to the person who sent this, thank you. Thank you so very much. You guys have just been so good to me, and I really feel like I need to do something to earn all of this good favor. So we're going to learn how to color with these gouache, but this book is, as a general rule, of course, Creative Haven puts out just absolutely marvelous books. But as you know, I'm working on dragons right now, and this is just fantastic. I mean, look at this guy. Whoops, hang on. He's right here on the inside cover. Look at how fantastic that one is colored in. And I don't know if maybe it says who did the coloring. Probably. This book is, by the way, the artist is Aaron Pocock, P-O-C-O-C-K, Aaron, A-A-R-O-N. And it does not say who colored the cover image, but it is just a gorgeous book. I will, of course, do a flip through if you would like me to. There are so many of them on YouTube for this book that I don't imagine that it's necessary, but just absolutely amazing dragon drawings. And so if you are a dragon fan and you would like to add another book to your arsenal and you don't already have this one, it is just, the artwork is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm just thrilled. And then there's another one that is colored here in the back. So I can hardly wait to color something in this book, and maybe we'll use gouache to do it. But let's open these, because I don't think I can stand it even a second longer, having all of these out of place like that. Oops. Stay in there, guys. And they have these really cool, I tried to shake them into place, but they have these really cool things that hold them. There, whoops, yeah. There we go. It's like the plastic tray is fitted just for them. I don't know if I'm putting them back in the right order or not. I'm trying the yellows up here, and there's a red, and there's a lighter red. There we go, just like that. Oh, these are so gorgeous. Absolutely so gorgeous. And of course, the minute that I opened the package and I saw what they were, my mind started thinking palette. Oh my goodness, what am I going to use for a palette? Well, I could use, because these you do not want to, with gouache, you do not want to put it like watercolors. You know, you don't want to let it dry out in a, like I used for the cap, you know, thing for the watercolors that I got. These you want to use per, you know, you only want to put out enough for the project that you're working on. And so I went through my recycle bin and look at what I found, of course. This is my hack for the day, because, you know, there always has to be a hack for the day. A new coloring supply needs a new hack. And so this is my palette solution. I love those calzones that come, you know, you buy them at Walmart. They're in the front section of the store, where a workman could just go in and grab his lunch really quick. And so this is the package for one of those calzones, and it looks like a little purse. You know, it's just clear plastic box. And so what I did was I actually, it's hinged right here. And so I cut the top and the bottom apart so that they would lay flat. And then so that you could actually see what colors you were mixing, I actually will just slide a little white paper underneath like that. And so, you know, you can actually have two of them, so you can have a bunch of colors out. They have these little natural indentations here, so you could actually squeeze your colors out into these little indentations and then use this part to blend all your colors. These ones are actually slightly bigger, little wells. And then, of course, there's a well back here, so that if you wanted to tip additional water out or something like that, you could do that. And, of course, they're plastic, so you could just use your spray bottle. And I don't know where my spray bottle is. Nope. There it is. Here's my version. I didn't go buy a spray bottle. I just simply had because the one thing I hate to throw away are plastic containers. I put everything in the recycle bin, but anything that isn't recycled, or that I know that they won't take, I try to find another purpose for it. So I have a gajillion of these. From when I used to travel, I always had to buy the travel size hairspray. And so I've repurposed these to all kinds of things. This one I just simply repurposed as a little tiny water spray bottle, so I can keep my watercolors wet. And then when you're done painting, you would, because the gouache, you can still re-wet it. You just don't want to work with it from a solid state, but you can re-wet it. So once these are dry, I'll just put them back together, and they go back up on the shelf. No matter which way you put it, it's got a level surface, so you could, if you had a bunch of them, you could stack them all up, and they have little grooves so that they would stack into each other, and you can see what's inside each one. And I just think that was a cool little hack for the day, and it's free. So I will not. I don't want to swatch these today. I will swatch them for you here. There are lots of swatching videos on these, so I didn't want to do that, but I do want to practice with them a little bit before I bring you a how-to video, because you can use gouache, of course, for regular painting, you know, like May does, or watercolors, but you can also use them in books because they are more opaque than watercolors. You end up going over the lines, and the lines won't be visible. So maybe they're not for every kind of coloring book, but they are certainly for some. I saw Rebecca over at the Art Spirits demonstrating them, using them in a Joanna Basford book, and it was just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And of course, I highly recommend the Art Spirits anyway, and then also her coloring channel. For one thing, she has a Scottish accent, and to me it's just very charming. She's very knowledgeable about paints and watercolors. You know, I believe that she's a self-taught artist, but she's got a wonderful collection of art supplies, and is very, very good with them. And of course, May is good with everything, so I imagine that she has gouache. I think I've seen a couple of videos. I know that Zarget Hunter, just within the last couple days, put up a video of some beautiful mushrooms that she colored. I have not yet seen the video, but I've seen the Instagram post, and it was absolutely wonderful. So I am going to go ahead and leave this video here. Thank you once again to the person who sent me these, along with this gorgeous, gorgeous dragon book. And of course, to Sandy for these gorgeous tritones and the beautiful inspiration on how to use them. And then, of course, to the hack of the day. So, hang on, where is it? There it is. I am going to come back and finish this for you. As you can see, I've been working on it a little bit. I've worked out a bunch of details, darkened up colors, finished off my mouse, done some shading, but I've left little bitty pieces of it to show you what I did, so that hopefully that'll be some inspiration. And we do have a background that we have to do as well. And I will be back with another coloring video shortly. So until we meet again, please color something pretty. Thank you for watching.